Imagine sketching a snaggle-toothed woodland gremlin in your notebook. And 15-ish years later, that doodle helps mint a $21.1 billion fortune. That's what happened to Pop Mart founder and CEO Wang Ning. Because he owns about 48.73% of Pop Mart, the company powering the Labubu explosion, Wang's net worth rocketed from roughly $1.8 billion in 2024 to $21.1 billion as of July 7, 2025. A jump so wild it launched him straight into China's top 10 billionaire club as the youngest member on the list. How did a mischievous plush go from artist sketch to global status printing generational wealth? And can that insanity actually last? To see why Labubu might be the Beanie Baby plus Pokemon plus lipstick effect mashup of our era, we have to meet the creature up close. Let's open the box, if we can even get one. Labubu started life not as a plush cash machine, but as a character in The Monsters, the imaginative universe created by Hong Kong-born, Netherlands-raised artist Ka-Sing Leung. Pointy ears, mischievous grin. Exactly 9 tiny teeth flashing in a smile that's somehow sweet and a little chaotic. The name? Pure nonsense syllables. Memorable precisely because it means nothing. That ugly cute tension is the charm. Labubu pendants dangle from designer bags. Full-size dolls sit on office desks. Collectors build rainbow herds across shelves. The broader Monsters tribe, characters like Zimomo, Taikoko, and Mokoko, extends the universe so fans can branch out without abandoning the main icon. According to Pop Mart's own lore, Labubu is kind-hearted and always wants to help, but often accidentally does the opposite. Basically the friend who means well and breaks things. That goofy narrative layer matters. It gives emotional glue that keeps adults attached long after the first impulse buy. But design and lore only set the stage. The format that unleashed the frenzy is even more powerful and addictive. To see why people shake boxes like safecrackers, yes, literally, we need to look at how Pop Mart sells Labubu.
Insufficient stock!
Pop Mart didn't just sell toys, it productized suspense. Most Labubus arrive in blind boxes, sealed packages where you don't know which variant you got until the reveal.
This is the main one that I actually want.
That uncertainty taps the same variable reward loop that made gachapon capsules, trading cards, and mobile loot mechanics weirdly sticky.
You could also get disappointed, just like how every single one of my ex-girlfriends were with me.
Occasional wins keep you buying just one more try. Collectors chase secret or chaser pulls, and the ritual becomes social. Unboxing parties, swap groups, live stream hunts.
You got me up at 6:30 a.m. to go Labubu hunt.
Customer experience analysts point to blind boxes as a modern surprise and delight engine. Controlled unpredictability sparks emotion, fuels community, and turns a low-ticket price into recurring spend.
That surprise keeps them coming back for more.
Brands in beauty and lifestyle are already copying the mechanic. Still, mystery only matters if enough people show up to play. Where did the crowd come from? And how did Pop Mart scale that crowd globally? To answer that, we've got to roll back to Labubu's origin story and the moment Pop Mart plugged it into an industrial-scale hype machine. Ka-Sing Leung first introduced Labubu in 2015 through limited figurines produced by How To Work, tied to his monster storybooks, inspired partly by Nordic folklore bits he loved. For a few years, the creature lived in designer toy circles, cult, cute, but tiny. Everything changed in 2019 when Leung struck a deal with Pop Mart. The Beijing-based retailer had already proven it could scale blind box hits. Its earlier Molly line, 2016, showed the model. Once Pop Mart onboarded Labubu, it brought store networks, e-commerce, and its now famous vending robo-shops to bear. That gave a former niche character synchronized drop windows across continents. Fast forward, Pop Mart now operates more than 2,000 vending machine robo-shops worldwide and sells in 30-plus countries, while international sales contributed nearly 40% of total revenue in 2024. Evidence that Labubu jumped far beyond its China base. Once the global doorways opened, everything that makes Labubu odd, its toothy grin, nonsense name, and helpful but chaotic lore, became mimetic rocket fuel in a social media world that rewards recognizable weirdness. Next up, celebrity rocket boosters and a kidult buying wave turned that spark into wildfire. If you want a niche collectible to explode, put it in the hands of culture movers. Labubu's global liftoff hit warp speed after Blackpink's Lisa posted photos with the doll. Soon Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, Dua Lipa, and even David Beckham were seen with Labubu dangling from luxury bags. Overnight, the creature jumped from art circles into mainstream celebrity-style feeds.
No, I'm not gonna spend my money on this and then
Affordability greased the spread. Fans told the BBC that original retail prices typically sat in the 25 to 70 Canadian dollar range, roughly similar to other bag accessories, low enough to feel like an accessible luxury impulse treat, especially for adults buying comfort objects in stressful times. The frenzy spilled from Asia to the West. Crowds camped overnight for store openings in places like Melbourne and Houston. U.S. mall lines stretched before sunrise.
On the latest edition of Labubu.
No, what?
Yeah.
Social clips of sprinting fans went viral. What started as a niche designer toy became a status badge. Investors noticed. Pop Mart's Hong Kong-listed shares have exploded roughly 5 to 6-fold over the past year. BBC reports more than 500%. Barron's pegs the jump around 570%, and Bloomberg data cited by The Independent puts it near 588%, vaulting the company's market value into the approximately $40 to $43 billion zone. Management has flagged at least a 350% profit surge and about 200% revenue jump, projected for the first half of 2025 as demand ripples worldwide. So the cash is real, the hype is global. What could possibly go wrong? History says plenty. Let's look at the blind box market's size and the warning signs that every toy boom eventually meets gravity. Behind Labubu's buzz sits a fast-growing global blind box toys market, estimated at about $14.25 billion in 2024, with forecasts calling for steady expansion through 2031. North America accounts for more than 40% of revenue, approximately $5.7 billion, showing just how much headroom lay outside Labubu's original Asian base. Customer experience strategists say the blind box economy isn't just a toy story. Surprise and delight mechanics, limited drops, gamified odds, emotional nostalgia triggers are spilling into retail, beauty, and digital loyalty programs because they reliably produce repeat engagement. Every sealed box is a micro-dopamine bet and a community conversation starter. Scale, though, is a double-edged blade. Scarcity is the fuel. Oversupply kills the chase. As more brands flood the lane, the average secret pull feels less rare. Resale premiums shrink. Casual buyers drift. Collectors already swap hacks for beating bots and complain that the online chase can feel like work. An early warning that friction can mutate fun into fatigue. So how fragile is Labubu's grip on the cultural moment? To answer that, we need to zoom out to the hype cycle pattern that ate Beanie Babies, Tickle Me Elmo, sneaker crazes, and half the products that go nuclear on TikTok, then fade. Every viral product rides a similar arc. Innovators grab early drops. Early adopters broadcast status.
You're not inside, you are outside, okay?
The early majority piles in, scarcity collapses or copycats flood. Late adopters shrug as pioneers move on. Fashion and market writers tracking Labubu already hear OG collectors say the hunt feels like who can snag the exclusives fastest, draining some of the original joy and nudging them toward other IPs. Gamified scarcity can even backfire when friction spikes. Reports of brawls and queues, overnight camps, and high-stress digital drops, beat the clock, beat the bots, refresh, repeat, show how a fun ritual turns exhausting.
Hey guys.
At that point, the dopamine hit that powered repeat purchases can flip to avoidance. Analyst chatter around Pop Mart now includes sustainability worries. Can margins hold if hype cools, tariffs bite, or fans rotate into the next character line? Recent pullbacks in the shares, even after a massive run, suggest traders are watching for the crest. And remember, consumer crazes rotate within categories. 2025 has seen other Pop Mart IPs and competing cute culture lines flare. If buyers slide sideways into the next charm, Labubu slows even while Pop Mart overall stays hot. The monster's biggest long-term threat might actually be Pop Mart's own next hit. So is Labubu doomed to fade? Maybe, but Pop Mart still has plays left.
Gentlemen?
Still, no strategy defeats consumer boredom forever. So how do you know when the Labubu wave is cresting? Watch for resale premiums narrowing, drops lingering in carts, and influencer chatter-switching mascots. When those lights flash together, the monster may finally nap. Labubu is more than a plush with fangs. It's a living case study in how modern consumer culture alchemizes design, plus mystery community, plus timing into serious money. Enough to propel a 30-something founder into billionaire status and force global retailers to rethink what a toy even is. Whether the craze cools next quarter or matures into a long-running franchise, Labubu already rewired the rules. Adults are fair game toy buyers. Blind box suspense is a scalable business model, and a character born in one artist's imagination can become a soft power export people wear with pride. So now I want to hear from you. If you cracked open a blind box and pulled any Labubu variant, past, present, or one that exists only in your imagination, what would it look like? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the monster that minted a billionaire, hit like, subscribe, and share this with the friend who's still refreshing the app for the next drop.